Good morning, Twyla.
Good morning, amigo.
Amigo. Oh.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Thank you.
Yes, hello. Hello, everyone. Obviously, if it's Cinco de Mayo, you know which day that we are filming this.
No, what day is it?
Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May.
Oh.
So, yes, yesterday was Star Wars Day.
I don't speak Latin.
Do you speak Star Wars? Because that was yesterday.
Okay.
May the
All
4th
right.
be with you.
Yes, all right.
You've heard that, right?
All right, so
Okay.
what have you done positive lately?
Well, I think the positive thing I have done lately is I love her, but I haven't really watched her that often. And I did watch her the last few days, Pam Popper.
Yes.
That's been really, she is so scientific. She knows her stuff.
She says that. She says, I don't care if you agree with me or not, I just read the data, which is sort of false.
I was going to say, I know you love that. And
Yes.
so maybe I'm converting a little bit because I thought,
No,
whoa,
converting?
I know. She just puts it so succinctly and just, you know,
she does.
And she's very intelligent. She has good posture. I noticed that when I looked at our podcast. I thought I'm going to sit up a little bit better. She has very good posture. And anyway, just a little shout out to Pam Popper. Thank you so much because
I think it's important that we shout out to people.
Okay.
All
Shout
right.
out really loud or just shout like I normally do? Okay.
All right. Now, what I did was positive. Is I went to the desert to collect
Yay!
rocks.
Was I there?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
You don't
I
like
don't-
so.
I
Look,
don't
look
like-
what I collected.
Ooh, how fun! Show
Yes.
and tell.
There's green rocks.
Oh wow,
and
that's beautiful.
they
Did you
are-
show them? Can they see?
I don't
know.
think so. But and there's real pretty little ones. Look at the texture on that one.
That's so cute.
And then this is quartz from Quartz Mountain. When you express that. So I spent 3 days there and just had a ball, and I absolutely loved it. I got out and it was
fresh air.
Fresh air. It's also under my healthy thing. Is I got a lot of fresh air. I got a lot of exercise. I had a lot of fun, and I think it's important. Is the what's their name? The people on Alzheimer's.
Oh, Dr. Shirzai.
Shirzai. I can never remember that name. Dr. Shirzai, they say you've got to exercise, even if it's just going walking. Now,
the movement is what's important.
That's
right. The movement. And
Yes.
you can't see underneath, but I am running.
Now,
see that?
what did you do that was healthy?
Well, I'm going to have true confessions here.
Uh-oh.
I've been working on my sleep, as everyone knows,
Yes.
and I've been failing the last few days because I just like that book, if you give a mouse a cookie, then it needs this and then it needs that. So, like, I watch Pam Popper and then I go off on that, then I go off on that, and that takes me here and that takes me there. So, I have not been sleeping as well, but that's going to change tonight.
Good.
Okay? Yes.
All right.
And I have made some really great recipes from vegan8.com. She only uses, no oil. Her muffins are delicious. I made some sweet potato muffins.
Ooh.
The only ingredients were oat flour. Take oats,
I know
make
what
those
oat
in.
flour is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I used that. I used almond flour,
Okay.
maple syrup, coconut milk, and then that was the base, and then sweet potatoes. I put blueberries in them because I love them.
Blueberries. Yeah.
They were so good. And then the other day I made some other kind, and a cherry cherry muffins, because all the cherries are in season, so I was actually pitting the cherries, so they were so good. So thank you, Vegan8. Thank you, Brandy. Not your dog.
Oh,
No,
Brandy.
not your dog. Brandy is the person who
okay.
runs Vegan8,
All right.
and that was super healthy and super good.
Good.
I would have brought you some, but I ate them all
That's
while
all
I
right.
wasn't sleeping. Okay.
It has 2 ingredients I'm not real pleased
I know
with.
you're not, but that's
all
okay.
right. That's just me.
I know.
All right.
The coconut milk and the almond flour,
Right.
if you were wondering. I already knew that. But
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are we going to talk about today?
I have an idea. Just came to me. Right. I have an idea. I first want you to mention something that might be dangling from my ears.
Thank you, thank you. What is it you're wearing today?
Something that you won't eat.
That's
yeah,
right, the
yeah.
avocados.
And those are avocados for
Yes.
guacamole for Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, for Cinco de Mayo.
For Cinco
How
de Mayo.
appropriate.
And I think avocados are fun. I've told this joke before. When Brad and Angelina were together and she was pregnant, I thought she knew she was going to have twins. I said, name one avocado and name one cherry.
Name one avocado.
Because what's her last name? Avocado and Cherry Pitt. Okay, I thought that'd be right.
Oh, God.
I thought that was hilarious. Obviously, she did not take my idea, but
All right, we just lost 7 viewers.
no, they thought that was funny. I think I made that up, as you can probably tell. Anyway, this has nothing to do with Brad and Angelina, or Brad's back with Jennifer. That has nothing to do with that. Just that avocado, guacamole, Cinco de Mayo. That's
All right.
Okay.
Very good.
All right. And I made a dinner. Oh, this is what I did too, another positive. I made a dinner tonight for a friend who is a grandma, and her daughter's gluten-free, and I make everything obviously gluten-free and vegan. She goes, she would love one of your dinners. Like, so I'm taking over some sweet potato muffins and my Mexican dish with beans and rice and avocado on it.
I ran across a recipe, and I'm getting so now that I can look at recipes and almost understand them, but it was some sort of a sweet potato, you said sweet potato muffin. Sweet potato bread. Like a naan bread, only make it out of sweet potato.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, or why don't you just make it and let me eat it? Have Dottie make it. Poor Dottie. Dottie's his wife. I'm like, Dottie, this looks really good.
We had this conversation. She says, I wish that the restaurants would open. And I said, we could order out. She said, no, I'm just sitting so tired of cooking. So I'm saying, all right, we have leftovers in the fridge. I said, well, let's just eat leftovers tonight. So, okay. So I come down, just before dinner, and she's got all this food. What are you doing? She said, well, I decided I saw this recipe. I want to make it.
I love that.
So she's been making something new every night. Well, I want to do that. Okay.
It is.
She
It's been really fun. It's been really, really fun. Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Okay. So I've got my earrings and something else.
Oh, you're sure? Why don't you hear?
Can I stand up?
Or you can do that.
Or?
Yeah. Look at that. Staying alive. There you go.
You sing Staying Alive, and I say Staying Alive. No, it's Staying Alive. Okay, well, obviously this part isn't rehearsed. Anyway, I love this shirt. It's so cute. So, Staying Alive. Yes. Yeah.
All
okay.
Right. It is.
Mr. Producer, please cue up the song and have Al remember it. Okay. All right. So, that was exciting.
All right. Can we get on to our subject while we still have some time?
Yeah, well, we still have some time. Okay. Yes, let's talk about PlantPure Nation.
Good idea.
Really?
Yes.
I think it's important to know, and Al made this clear, and I think that's good, that the movies that we talk about are available free on YouTube.
Free on YouTube.
Yes.
You don't have to spend any money.
Right. Because I said, let's do this. And he goes, how much is that going to cost? And so I said, okay, we won't do it. So we did PlantPure Nation.
Right.
And, I think it was the second or third time I watched it, but this time I took copious notes.
This is my second time.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about it.
All right.
T. Colin Campbell is also obviously
his son.
Yeah, but
he's in it.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say T. Colin. I'll call him T. Colin. T. Colin Campbell, son, is the one who produced it, directed it, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the connection there. And I thought it was good. I love watching these. As you know, my sleep issues, I watch them too many times. I told myself from now on I'm only sleeping with my computer on Saturday nights. So that's the only time I'm sleeping with my computer.
Date night.
Date night. Mm-hmm. Thank you. And I kind of broke that, obviously, the last couple of days because I got involved with the pan popper stuff. Okay, so I like that. To me, the main feature, the summary of it came down to this. We have control over our health.
Yes.
And I think that has to do with everything that's going on now. I think it has to do with whether or not this issue is going on.
Yes.
And so
it has to do with everything that you and I talk about on these podcasts. We control what we eat, when we exercise, how we exercise,
how we sleep,
And
our attitude.
Charzets say that, you know, our mental health, the things that we do.
Optimize, I love that. I mean, that's
yes.
one of my favorite ones from their neuron acronym. Optimize,
Right.
yeah.
So yes, I agree.
So did you have a main?
Well, I got a lot of little things on. I'm the data guy, remember? And what I liked was
that song. I'm a little bit data. I'm a little bit anecdotal.
Oh, that's good.
I just made that up.
I know.
Okay, Don't even read. Yeah. Okay, Twyla now.
Remember the minister that was on 7 medications?
Oh, could you believe that?
And then he got off 5 of them. Well, I really related to that because I was on like 20. And I got on, I didn't get off of all of mine either, but I got off of most of them. And I sort of related to that. I just, you know, there's a lot of things that I related to. The other thing that just, I wrote little quotes down, is that we don't accept that diet causes our diseases. In other words, as a society, we don't really, we think we eat healthy because we just eat a little chicken or, you know, instead of, I mean, a little beef, a steak once in a while, but we eat hamburger and all the processed meat. So we don't accept that diet causes our diseases, but we accept that medicine cures our diseases. Therefore, we can't accept that nutrition can cure our diseases. In other words, we can't, it's a cognizant dissonance. We can't put that together.
You can't. Something like let food be thy medicine, something like that?
Yeah,
okay.
In other words, and I thought, yeah, that's interesting. Now, the other thing that well, you go ahead.
No, you're on a roll.
Well,
Keep
yeah,
going.
no, all right. So,
I'll take a drink.
The statistics that got me were over 70% of us are taking one drug at least. Over 50% are taking 2 drugs, and over 20% are taking 5 or more drugs. Well, we're in a drug society. You know, I don't know, it just, to me, you like anecdotal, but to me, when you say it that way, you think, wow, that's a lot.
I think, well, you had mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, how many drugs were you on?
I was on 20.
And my mom was on 26.
Yeah.
26. And so that, and what surprised me so much is her doctors didn't think that was abnormal.
Well,
I was like shocked. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, I think it was in another video I was watching that the average doctor only gets 10 minutes with each patient. So you come in and you say, doctor, I've got this, I've got that. They don't get a chance to interview you. They don't get a chance to say, well, why don't you change this? Here, take a pill. That's about all they can do.
And I think it kind of goes kind of both ways sometimes. It's like, sometimes that's just the easiest route.
Yes.
Because sometimes I think, oh, if I didn't have to make something to eat, why can't I just take a bunch of pills? Not like drug pills, but just like that had everything in it, you know.
Well, it's easier for the patient to say, oh, God, you know, my blood pressure, why don't you give me a pill? Rather than, why don't you do this exercise? Or why don't you do that? Why don't you do a little meditation? And the protocol, the doctor will now get sued if he doesn't, if your indication says your blood pressure is this number, you've got to give them on a medication.
That's statin or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, and I think I made this, I didn't make up the joke, but I think I mentioned it last time, but not everybody wants to watch the same ones over and over, so I'll just say, when Steve Martin was hosting the Academy Award and some good-looking hunk got Best Supporting Actor, and he was, you know, doing his thanks and stuff, and then Steve Martin comes back and he goes, man, I'd give anything to look like that guy, except exercise and eat right. That was like, and I think people think that way. It's like, oh man, I'd love to do that, but I don't really want to, you know.
So I'm going to throw the ball back in your court.
I throw it. Okay, I'm ready. I loved that only 2 countries allow drug advertisements directly to the consumer.
Yes.
United States and New Zealand.
New Zealand.
And United States didn't used to be that way.
No.
And so I think it's part of, and so the patient then will take to the doctor, I heard about this on TV.
Absolutely.
And okay, I make a big commission on that one. I think I'll do that. And so
it isn't that they make a commission, but they got 10 minutes to see
Right,
it.
okay. Right.
You know, and they say, you want that? All right.
But even Pam Popper talked about that. When you have those, and she said it, I'm just kind of semi-quoting her, those good-looking pharmaceutical reps come into your office and say, this is what we got, trip to Hawaii for this, and so it can be incentivized, let's say. Incentivized, yes. Okay.
And they...
I liked the idea of the Jumpstart program at the church. Remember? Did you?
Yes.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
I was so impressed by that. Both times I watched it, that they had the people come in and they served them all the meals.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was an incredible procedure to do that. And then if you saw the results, remember he went by, okay, and the average, but for the amount each individual, the benefit. The one guy had his cholesterol was 260 or something.
Yes.
And it came down to 140.
And we're not talking a year. We're not talking.
No, I went from no, it was 10 days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but mine came down from. Which I didn't think was that high, 195, but mine only came down to 147, and it's still in the mid-140s. I mean,
that's still fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, that's fantastic.
But I mean, I was amazed at some of those numbers.
And I think that people were amazed too.
Oh, they were.
And I think that is key.
Because I know how I felt.
Right. And I think they said, wait, this actually makes a difference, and I didn't have to take all those drugs. So
one of the things that they didn't mention in this thing, but Dr. Greger talks about, is that once you go on this diet and you see the results, the medical results, the biometrics, and the way you feel, you don't want to go off it.
No.
You're not tempted to go off it. And this diet has another metric that is it has more people stay on it voluntarily after they've left the program than any other diet. Most people go off a diet. And, most people, the yo-yo dieting, and people talk about that.
Well, and I think one of the things that they also made Weight Watchers so successful, and I noticed that at the Jumpstart, the church had that social interaction, and the church had that, I don't even want to say accountability, because that makes it look like,
No, it's the community.
It's the community aspect,
Yes.
and I think that's what's so important. They say that's why Weight Watchers was so successful, not because the diet was healthy or anything, but because you have those people supporting you and saying, did you try this recipe? Do you want to come over and have this? Can I make you this? So I think that's
why I'm doing this with you, is because I didn't have that. I was facing death or do this. Well, that was enough motivation, but you need to know there's other people doing it. You need to know that this can be done. You need to see other people doing it. And when the last Jumpstart he had 150 people in it. I mean, it kept going, and it was in a small town.
And it was, right, it wasn't like, okay, let's take San Francisco. Yeah, not a big town like Sacramento. But no, it was just a regular...
small town.
You saw in the movie, they were driving, I'm like, where are they going, for gosh sakes? They're out in the boonies. And so, well, and I like the other part where he said, doctors have no nutrition in school. My kind of response was, so what? So what if they have no nutrition? We have the knowledge. We can do this ourselves. We don't have, if you start relying too much on your doctors, as you know, sometimes they don't have all the answers.
Have that attitude. That's a good attitude to have, though, yes.
Well, because he says, remember that we need to educate ourselves.
We do.
Whole food plant-based does not fund medical schools. Pharmaceutical companies do. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, and what was it? I think. Oh, come on! I'm losing my. Ruben talks about.
Ruben Guzman, Guzman, right here in Sacramento.
Ruben, yes, he talks about when he went to medical school. The book on nutrition was written by Merck.
Yeah. Yeah, MERCK. Yeah, right.
Which is a drug company. He still has that book. So, yeah. The other thing that it's our fault, our being the general public, is that we expect doctors to be know everything.
The ultimate.
The ultimate. We put them on, unrealistically, we put them on a pedestal, and so when I go to a doctor, I know more about the nutrition than they do, and I sort of feel uncomfortable about that, but I don't.
Well, I think, at least for our age, didn't we grow up with kind of the Marcus Welby?
Yes.
Dr. Kildare? Those soap operas, Ben Gazzara, wasn't he some doctor or something?
Oh, yes.
Remember that a long time ago? And so I always had that, oh, wow, the white coat, the whole thing. So I think, and when you mentioned the 10-minute thing about doctors only having 10 minutes, that's why when I was holding my classes at Sac State, the Renaissance Society, there were actually 2 Kaiser doctors who would refer their patients to the class. Because to get into the Kaiser program, you had to have a diagnosis of something. To get into the Kaiser program of plant-based.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can't just go, okay, I want to do this. You had to have some sort of diagnosis. But these Kaiser doctors, their patient wasn't, I hate to say that, bad enough to warrant. So they'd say, oh, but try this class. And so they would send me some of their patients. And I thought,
you probably did a better job than...
Well, no, I don't know if I had a better... But I had the time. I said, you can watch this movie. You can do this. You can do that. You can get together with other people. You can come and see Al, who's actually lived through the ambulance rise and that. Okay.
That's what we're doing now, is we're sending you guys out to look at these other resources. Don't just listen to us. And you're doing a good job of it.
And you're still awake? Maybe, I love how he sums up, which I'll try to do, because they talk about, the whole Kentucky legislature thing and what they did.
Yes.
Right, and that's a big thing. But I like that he summed it up.
I've seen that movie twice, and the second time I kept hoping they'd change their mind.
Right.
They didn't.
That's a good point. Oh, maybe it'll have a different ending this time. It doesn't. If you're looking or waiting for the government and or the medical profession to change, don't do that.
Boy, that's a good takeaway.
Isn't it? Yeah, I thought that was a good takeaway.
That's a good takeaway.
Yeah, and I thought, and one thing that maybe you noticed in the movie, how about this? The healthy ones in the Kentucky legislature, the healthy ones, they're the ones who supported the bill.
Yes.
The unhealthy ones, they did not support it. Did you notice that? The different weight differences and just the way they looked? I like that one too.
That's a good point.
Okay. Then just to wrap up my part, the agriculture, the dairy, the pharmaceutical, they run the country, and hope is to run the world. So we just kind of want to take a look
talks.
At that. Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. And the big takeaway is that it has to come from the grassroots. And he's starting off the pods and all.
Yeah, the PlantPure pods.
Yeah, I didn't do it the first time, but this time I went and I signed up for a pod.
Cool.
You have to get they won't just accept
everybody. You have to be vetted.
I don't know how they're going to vet me. They didn't ask me. No, I'm serious. They didn't ask me any questions. They just said, "Do you want to join?" And I'm not a computer. So.
Yeah. Are you a robot? No.
Yeah.
Right,
so,
exactly.
I don't know, but
maybe you have to send in a video of what you actually eat. Well, and I think their bottom line, what T. Colin Campbell kept stressing, was tell the truth.
Yes.
That was. I wish my ex-husband would have learned that. But okay.
And while we're on the Campbell family, Kim, the daughter-in-law, is the best cook. She has the best recipes.
You know that from the cruise, right? Yes.
Well,
I didn't go to the
and a couple episodes ago, I posted It's on the internet. I posted the recipe for change up your granola.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And that was
right.
her. I got that from her website, and it is so good. And as I say, I make my own granola. I take it when I travel. I munch on it for
You
snacks.
said you forgot it last time.
No, I didn't forget. Oh, I forgot it? No.
You said you forgot your lunch just on this last rock.
Oh, I forgot my lunch, but I didn't forget my granola.
Oh, good. And that held you for the rest of the day. See?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, that was
And-
my
but wait a
takeaway.
minute.
Did you have a
Okay, now,
takeaway?
well, yes.
Okay.
I'm turning in, much to my surprise. No, not my surprise. I've always been an environmentalist, but not quite as active as I am now. And they talk about the small farmers a lot in this, and they talk about the business agriculture and all the vegetables that are grown for feed corn,
Yeah.
for chickens and beef.
Okay.
And you remember Dr. Clapper, we reviewed that movie and suggested they go see that one. It's on our website. Well, small farmers can support themselves on 10 or 20 acres growing vegetables. And that, the number of farms in the United States went from millions to thousands because agribusiness is taking over.
That's right.
And because of that, we're using more pesticides, more this and more that, whereas the upswing in people wanting to eat healthy and wanting to get organic, the small farmers can grow that, they can bring it to market, and they can support themselves. And I see that as a big plus.
I think that's a great plus, and I've been going to the farmers market the last couple of weeks, and it's been crowded, which I'm glad.
Yes.
I am so glad that people are, not that they haven't always been crowded, I mean, but it's just that they're starting to realize
Tomatoes taste better.
everything tasted so much better.
Yeah.
Everything tasted so much better. I could really tell the difference.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
okay,
That's my takeaway.
that was my takeaway. Right, tell the truth. Was there a show like that? To tell the truth. Wasn't there? No, a long time ago when they had this panel and Kitty Carlisle. Okay, all right. Sorry, I'm nostalgia today.
All right.
Anyway, okay, so we'll see you next time.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Keep those cards and letters coming.
And do email us because I did take a couple of suggestions from a couple of you. So, and I would love to hear what you think about Pam Popper's videos. I would love to hear what you think about if you watch this movie, PlantPure Nation. And let us know what you think about it. Thank you. All right. See you
Bye.
next time.